Damn, damn, damn!
We in the dojo, ain't no days off. The way isn't trending, you don't bleed in practice, you die in the field. Look, swinging the wood till my knuckles are bleeding. I don't need rest, it's the combat I'm needing. 10,000 hours, I'm locked in the zone. Carving my spirit right down to the bone. Stepping my radius, watch how I sever. I'm swinging this blade like I do this forever. Practice make lethal, the rest make me cold. I'm gripping the steel till my body gets old. You talking that talk, but you skipping the gym. I look at the weekend, I pity for him. Every single morning, I wake up and strike. You never seen discipline looking like. I empty my lungs and I swing out the chest. I treat every shadow like it is a test. The way is the practice is war. I leave all my enemies down on the floor. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the way isn't training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the way isn't training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. Look at the calluses, cover my hands. I'm executing these tactical plans. You sleeping in late, I was up in the dark. Leaving the den in the wood and the bark. Slow down the tempo, I'm taking my time. Perfect the angle, I perfect the crown. 1,000 more cuts just to build up the muscle. You don't understand the extent of the hustle. Drilling the parry, I'm drilling the block. I'm beating the sun and I'm beating the clock. There ain't no secret, there ain't no hack. You step on the battlefield, you don't come back unless you put hours and hours of sweat. I am a consequence, I am a threat. Continual practice, I never retreat. I'm dropping the opposition at my feet. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. No days off, no excuses. You skip a day, you slip away. Strike 1,000 times before the sun is up. My mind is heavy, but my blade is light. Drill it again. Yeah, aggressive approach when I step in the ring. I swing with the force that a hurricane bring. Master the form till the form is a ghost. I'm doing the most when you're doing the least. I turn myself into tactical beast. The way isn't training, it's session my brain. I'm walking through fire, I'm walking through rain. Ain't no arrival, it's only the grind. I'm leaving the rest of the rookies behind. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the way isn't training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the way isn't training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. Keep swinging, keep drilling. The ways of practice, yeah. Yeah. The ways of
Welcome. How is everyone doing on this beautiful Thursday night? Tonight is July 16th, 2026. We are past the halfway point of July. How do you feel about that? I am Tekotrov. We are above all else engineered to win. I gotta be honest with you. One of the challenges of being a content creator and a software engineer and a vibe coder is we are always trying out new things, taking risks, don't know if it's going to be helpful or not, but we have to try it out. So tonight, I am trying something a little different than normal. I am streaming live on vertical view, mobile view, because you guys know that I have the best vertical setup in the world for streaming. But YouTube is handcuffing the system where we can do the horizontal and the vertical. So you know what? Let's try a vertical stream. I'm still recording my horizontal for when I clip it up on the back end. We can still have both. But I said, you know what? Let's try something. Is it going to be helpful? Is it going to hurt? I don't know. But guess what? We are tech people. We are software engineers. We are AI engineers. We're Q engineers. We try things out because we don't give a... We're here. We work. But to spice off the show, we're going to get into a little icebreaker. Right? I want to give you the format. We're going to do icebreaker, two news topics. I'm going to share with you how I come up with different app ideas. because a lot of people, they struggle. They're like, oh, I want to build something, but I don't know what to build. I don't know what's going to add value. I am going to give you the secret. I'm going to give you the secret on how to get into coding, get into vibe coding, get into software development, and how to build a valuable app. It's a secret, but guess what? Tech Coach Ralph, I am going to share it with you, wonderful and lovely people, because if you have ever struggled how to get an idea to build, what to build, I got the secret for you. Nobody is going to share this type of information with you, but I am here because guess what? Because you want to know what? Do you want to know why I'm going to share this with you?
Are you ready?
It's because I love you. It is because I love you. All right. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to finish up with two more stories, two more news topics, news stories, tech topics, AI topics, all of that good stuff. I want to hear your feedback. Drop me a comment in the chat whenever. And if you're watching this on replay or watching a clip, drop me a comment and we will discuss. I have an idea to do a show where we're going through the comments about different things people talk about on the AI clips, on the AI topics, the shorts, because a lot of people, they have a lot of opinions and I want to be the one to break it down, see my thoughts, see where you're at. So we might do a show around that as well. One of these days, I don't know, maybe once a month, maybe on a Saturday, we just gather a bunch of comments and we go through them and we talk about them, see what our thoughts are, see what people are thinking, what we're thinking, all of that good stuff. But let me not hold you any longer. Let's jump into our first icebreaker topic of tonight. And it has to do with can you guess what it has to do with? For show, AI relationships, AI companions. That's what we're going to jump into. Let's go and get into this one to get the show kicked off, because you know that people love their AI companions. But wait, there is a problem. What is the problem? Well, they don't live that long. Isn't there a song that goes like that? They don't live that long. They don't live. I don't know. I haven't heard that. Like, I think there's a song like that, but regardless, let's jump into this $146,000 for an AI companion, and it's just out at midnight. It has a 4-hour lifespan. I mean, I know some people say just lay there, but this is gonna bring a whole new definition to you might get burnt. All right.
Would you drop $146,000 on an emotional companion that cannot last one full night with you? That is the firestorm around this banger, Ubtech's U1 Ultra, a humanoid built to ease loneliness, yet running dry after 2 to 4 hours.
Oh my God. She did not say that. All right. That was low. That was low.
How dare you?
If I was Ubtech, I'd be like, what are you doing to me? You see, we got to call in Sophie. That was a low blow. Running dry. It might short circuit.
Hours. Millions of people were promised a presence that never leaves. Instead, it shuts down before midnight, and heartbroken buyers are furious. The company fired back, insisting it was never sold as a romantic partner, only a companion, and that their stamina simply matches the whole humanoid industry today.
She said their stamina matches the whole humanoid industry. Hey, guess what? It might follow some human industry as well. Wasn't it Biggie that said, I go on and on and on, just not for the humanoid robot? Oh my God.
Would you still bring one of these home knowing they need charging before the night is even over? Or does that kill the vibe completely? Would you drop 100?
Oh my God, this is so wild. You know what? We gotta watch it one more time. That was so hilarious. Like, does that kill the vibe completely? You gotta try. Hey, you gotta rest up. You gotta rest up if you want the robot to spend the night, all right? But guess what? You might have to charge it, but you don't have to take it out for dinner. Bruh. And it also gets a...
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So I want to know, who are the people who bought one of these and are disappointed by the lack of stamina that, it's like Cinderella. It's almost midnight. I gotta go. Let's watch it one more time.
$46,000 on an emotional companion that cannot last one full night with you. That is the firestorm around this banger, Ubtech's U1 Ultra, a humanoid built to ease loneliness, yet running dry after 2 to 4 hours. Millions of people were promised a presence that never leaves. Instead, it shuts down before midnight, and heartbroken buyers are furious. The company fired back, insisting it was never sold as a romantic partner, only a companion, and that their stamina simply matches the whole humanoid industry today. Would you still bring one of these home knowing they need charging before the night is even over? Or
All right. I know that I have some people who, casually browse this channel, always have an opinion. Did you put a down payment on one of these? $146,000 for a humanoid robot? For a companion? I mean, there was a story on the news about a raid in Miami. You could probably get it a lot cheap. I don't know. I'm not saying anything, right? But $146,000 for 4 hours it's a bit steep. $146,000 for about 4 hours. That is a bit steep.
Or does that kill the vibe completely?
You guys know we have the song, You Killed My Vibe. You killed my, you know what? Do I have it on here? Do I have it on here? Killed my vibe. So basically what the person reporting is saying that it's basically this.
You said it was a vibe, but it's 6 feet deep. Now I'm digging through the rubble of the plans I keep. You flipped the switch, you flipped the script, left me stranded on a sinking ship.
Ask for one thing, just one, but you spun the whip, now it's all undone. Chasing tails, chasing ghosts, there's myself in the cold I host.
You said it was a vibe I could ride,
but now it's a tide. You kill my vibe.
oh, you killed my vibe. Took the spark, left me empty inside.
Gotta restore, rebuild, rewind. You kill my vibe.
But I'll take back.
All right, that's enough. That is enough. But basically, the humanoid robot, it cannot go on and on and on, like Biggie said. It kills the vibe. 4 hours and you might get burned. You might get a short circuit. Not cool at all. A total vibe killer. What do you think about this companion, not necessarily a romantic companion according to Ubtech, but an AI companion for those lonely nights, just not after midnight where the battery dies. It's like, well, sorry, can't help you. Is it worth $146,000? What do you think about the disappointment of all the people who ordered it and they only have a 4 hour battery life? What do you think about it? Drop me a comment. Do me a favor as we wrap this icebreaker up. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, TechWithTruff.dev, join us for our Vibe Code and Chill, for our Scrum Nights, get access to Resume Flow, Tech Barbarians Coaching Portal, and the Speak Precisely app over at TechWithTruff.dev, and join the Discord. The link is in the description. So check it out over there, and I will have a great conversation with you on any of those locations, all right? But let's jump into the show. Shout out to the Ubtech companion who kills the vibe of its users. All right, let's see where we are at now. All right, so let's get the show started. First and foremost, I just want to say a big thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel. I really appreciate you allowing me to add little old me to add value into your life. I'm going to tell you this. I had one of the most remarkable calls that yesterday. Someone set up a consultation, and guess where they were calling from. They were calling me from South Africa. I was like, what? South Africa meeting up with little old me, Tech Coach Ralph. Oh my goodness. And we had such a remarkable conversation. The person is in QA, already working in QA. They want to get into automation. We're strategizing. And I said, all right, yeah, try this, try that. Join the Patreon. Join us for our vibe coding chills. Join the Discord. We can have more conversations and we can figure things out. And that is why I'm opening up a little more gateways for people to hop in and to participate. I'm going to be doing some additional work on. I've set up the Discord for to have some free access where people can have some conversation and help each other. But also we have some gated areas specifically for our tech barbarians where they can hang out and they can collaborate with each other. They can work together. And I plan on going to the lounge when I'm like, maybe I'm editing some video or I'm working on something. We had Rod Brown who joined me in the lounge yesterday. We were having the other day on Tuesday, having a conversation while we're editing some video and working on some things. And that's where you can find me when I'm not live here or streaming to like doing a Scrum night in the Patreon or a vibe coding show every other Saturday. And so thank you guys so much. And I look forward to working with you more where we can help each other. My guy Junior always says, iron sharpens iron. And that is always the goal here. And I'll tell you this, someone who joined the Discord today, they dropped the vibe coding app that they're building. And I'm going to do a review after I have some conversation with them. I'll probably show it on the app or on the channel. And they're probably going to be able to come up for a vibe code and chill and show the concept behind their app and how it works. And I'm going to do some testing if we can showcase it on the channel. My domain, my realm is to showcase what you guys are working on and give you guys some more visibility, your apps, your technology, your questions. So that is what you do. And that leads me into the Tech Barbarians. Shout out to the Tech Barbarians over at techcoachralph.dev. Working so hard. We're working on so many different applications, giving people opportunity. We have people who join us for Vibe Code and Chill, showing us their applications. We got Junior working on his photography app, which he told me that it is just about done. We have Life Lessons who's working on 2 different apps and looking forward to the next one so he can show us the progress that he made, like from when he showed us last time. It is such a great time. We have people sharing about like their usage of Codex, of Claude, of how they strategize to get more interviews and get more experience. It is such a great environment. I look forward to Vibe Code and shows every other Saturday. And I look forward to the Scrum Nights where the Tech Barbarians are wrapping up their last 2 weeks of work and planning the next 2 weeks of work. It is a great environment. And I highly encourage you to join techcoachralph.dev and follow along, give some input, give some, let us know where you're at so that we can be a blessing and a help to you. And of course, my tech mercenaries, because without my tech mercenaries, the young man from South Africa would have not been able to get in contact with me. The tech mercenaries, the YouTube channel members, they push this channel across the entire world. We have people from France who I talk to, people from the UK, from Ukraine, from Russia, we had one from Tokyo one time, and now South Africa. As DJ Khaled says, we are global.
Let's get it.
And that's why we are the very, very best.
We the best.
All right. So with that being said, tomorrow, a quick recap. On Monday, we had a Candid Conversation. I was sharing what was I talking about on Candid Conversation? I was talking about skill acquisition. One of the most important things, skill acquisition, how you need to, just instead of just doing random stuff, you need to acquire the skills that you need, the AI skills, the tech skills, cybersecurity skills, whatever it is. You need to acquire those so that you can go and dominate the competition. If you view your life, your job, your career as top athletes see their careers, That's how you have to approach it, and that's how you have to dominate the game. All right. We talked about that yesterday. Yesterday we spoke about ChatGPT 5.6. That was recently released. I showed you some of the struggles that I had with ChatGPT finding information about 5.6. However, Gemini came to the rescue and gave me some insight on 5.6. We also looked at the OpenAI specs on 5.6. So you definitely want to check that out if you are an OpenAI user, a ChatGPT user, what you have to look forward to for ChatGPT or GPT 5.6 model and how that can help you in your agentic workflow. And tomorrow, what are we talking? I don't even know what we're talking about. Let me see what we're talking about tomorrow I always forget what's happening on the Bug Bite because I record that over the weekend and then it is scheduled and then I forget what it's actually about. So let me see. That one is going to be, tomorrow is the 17th? It is, okay. Oh, tomorrow's gonna be a good one. So AI leaking phone numbers and a Waymo holding teenagers hostage for the police? Where they do that at, I don't know, but that is what we have. That's what we have. And then Sunday we're going to be going live with the live stream like this. Maybe we'll get to do some work. I don't know yet, but that is everything. That is everything. All right. Let me check the chat real quick. We got my guy Junior in the building with a very, very good question. So let me go into the chat. We got my guy Junior in the building. Junior says, what's up? What's up? What's up, family?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
See, Junior adds so much value to my life. He now has two sounds. He has the Martin What's Up and he has the church bells because, you know, Junior has to dip out on Tuesdays for his Bible study. So I always play that when he's doing, but I'm like, you know what? Why can I not have that as an introduction for my guy Junior as well? And he says, why are you in vertical only mode? So the reason that I'm in vertical only mode, I wanted to try something different. I wanted to see how the stream would do if I am in vertical only as opposed to doing both, because so I'll see people, especially people who use StreamYard, right? They will go in, they'll do the horizontal and the vertical mode, and the vertical mode always looks trashy because and it's no fault of their own, it's because of StreamYard. But I always see, as bad as the StreamYard vertical mode would look, they will have a good amount of views on the vertical and almost no views on the horizontal. And I don't like splitting attention like that. So I said, you know what, let me try vertical mode only. However, do not fear. I am still getting it recorded in horizontal mode. And you know that my setup is spectacular because I have a vertical mode setup and a horizontal mode setup. So everything works out fine. So I said, you know what, let me try vertical mode. Let me see how that's doing. And so we're here. So it's just a trial. And plus I wasn't really planning on working on any like code where I have to like, where people have to see it as well. So I was like, and I know that you normally stream from your iPad or your phone, or cause you go on a walk sometimes, and a lot of people, they stream from their phone. I'm like, yo, let's try vertical mode. It's not going to hurt us to see how we like it. And we can go from there. Right. So that is the logic and the reasoning behind it. That's it. Just trying to, and I was saying too at the beginning of the show, as tech people, as software engineers, we try different things, which it could hurt content creation when you change things up. But I'm like, let's do it. Let's figure out what's going on, and we shall go from there. So that is the rhyme and reason, or lack thereof, behind it. Let me know what you think, Junior. What do you think about it? Let me know what you think, and we go from there, right? But just trying it out. So it says, so if there's nothing to see, then it's all good. Yeah, it's because it's gonna be like videos, and not even any articles tonight. It's gonna be videos. And I'm going to be showing the Jiu-Jitsu app that I've been working on and how I've been using it, how I come up with ideas for apps. So we'll figure it out. But and I'm always open to feedback. So if it sucks, we will make arrangements. All right. I am really annoyed by YouTube though, because YouTube was supposed to release a long time ago their dual So basically you can have your vertical stream and you have your horizontal stream all in one stream. So I can send the encoder for the vertical and I can send the encoder for the horizontal, and all in one stream, all one comments. We have would have the like the view. So like whatever like if the person's on their computer or their laptop or whatever, it goes to the horizontal, and if they're on their mobile, it goes to the vertical, but it's all on one stream. But YouTube is taking too damn long. I don't know why they have to do me that way.
Why do you have to talk to me like that all the time, man?
I don't know, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is. So we are going to jump into our first topic of tonight. Good old AI content. Good old AI content. It is flooding. It is flooding LinkedIn and social media, and people are pissed. Let's dive into that one.
A new report suggests AI-generated content is flooding social media. The findings come from Pangram. It's an AI detection company which analyzed more than 1 million social media posts using data from its Chrome extension. The report found 1 in 4 long-form posts were flagged as fully AI-generated. LinkedIn accounted for nearly 2/3 of all AI content detected, and nearly half of long-form X articles contained AI-generated or AI-assisted writing. Joining me now is Pangram CEO and co-founder Max Sparrow. Max, thanks for your time today. What was the biggest surprise in your findings, and why has LinkedIn become such a hotspot for AI-generated content? I'm actually very surprised about that.
Yeah, I think the biggest surprise for me was that it was prevalent across all platforms. AI content is kind of everywhere. It's not just, I feel like I see it a lot on LinkedIn. You know, everybody's posting their job updates or kind of like work slop on like how to, I don't know, be a better product manager or something like that. But what I was kind of surprising me was like, even on like Reddit, there's all these like viral posts, which I thought were real, and then they're actually
and
just,
they're
like,
not. No,
engagement
that's
bait.
so true. That is true. So, I guess my question is, why is that? Why LinkedIn, for example? I think of LinkedIn and I just think of work. I don't think of, oh, you know, this thing here is probably AI generated. Someone wrote this and it's not something they wrote by themselves. I don't see LinkedIn being that way. So from your research, why LinkedIn?
My theory is that a lot of people feel an obligation to post on platforms like LinkedIn because it will help them with like career advancement. And so like AI is a good way to like
sound professional, maybe?
Yeah, to sound professional, to absolve this obligation. Whereas I think people posting anonymously on other social platforms maybe are doing it more out of like passion. So they're not going to use AI to generate their posts.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what responsibility do social media platforms have to disclose?
Well, I think on LinkedIn though, it's like people are doing anything they can do to get a job. I think people are doing anything possible to get a job on LinkedIn. So like he says, right, they're trying to, and people like to take shortcuts as well. And even so with that, a lot of people, the people who are normally like begging for a job on LinkedIn, they're always like Debbie Downers and negative Nancy's. So I kind of see what he's saying. He does have a point where they're trying to sound, so now they try to use AI to sound professional, but then they sound too AI, or it shows that like what they're having AI post shows that they really don't know how to do the job, or they've never actually done the job. So it's like it shows that when people post slop on LinkedIn, then it kind of shows that they're not really in tune with the job, because AI can do some great stuff, but you have to prompt it properly. You have to direct it properly for it to do the right thing. You know, like I'm going to give you two examples of like AI videos that I like and the ones that I don't like. Right. So I like the ones where you'll have like, cause you know it's AI, and I'm still trying to figure out how they make it, right? where they'll have like some type of political comedy where they'll have the president like simulating. So like, for example, they have the one where the president is simulating what do you call her? Sophie. So let me see. I mean, you know what? Let me just pull it up. Let me just pull it up for you. Let me see if I can find this thing. But let's keep displaying while I look for it.
Or label AI generated content while still obviously allowing people to use those tools?
Right now, none of them are, but I think they should have, they should be labeling all AI generated posts as such. And I think personally, like most people don't really want to see AI generated posts. So
No.
I would urge them to downrank in the algorithm and just show fewer AI posts to people.
Hater.
I'm with you on that one. Max Sparrow, thank you for joining us today. Appreciate your time.
So, I mean, I get it, but I still think he's a hater. And, you know, but I don't know if I can get this video. You know, I can just show it to you here. So let me show you the ones that I like, right? I like, for instance, let's go over here. I like this one, for example, right? Can you see that? Nope. Let's go like this. I didn't know that's Mark. Yeah, I like that. I find those hilarious, right? Those are hilarious to me, right? I find that hilarious. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I just find that's hilarious to me, right? But then the ones that I don't like, which I don't have an example for it, right? But the ones I don't like, where it's like they try to make it look like it's real, but then after you spend like 15 seconds watching the video, you're like, all right, this is so fake. So I'll see one where they, I wish I could find it. I don't know where I'd find it, but I'll see one where they have like some lady who's like playing basketball against a bunch of guys, and then she'll like cross them up, which is maybe possible, but then she goes and she jumps over the rim and dunks on him and holds, and she's like wearing some type of inappropriate basketball gear. And I'm like, what is, like, what are we doing this? Are we really doing this? I don't know, but I think AI, like having AI help you write content, can be good if you know what you're doing. A lot of people, they don't know. Like a lot of people, they'll just, and this is why students get in trouble in college and in school and stuff, because they'll just say, oh, which I used to do. Like I used to like use the what do they call those book summary things, Cliff Notes. I used to use things like that to try to circumvent having to read a whole book that I have no care in the world about. So, but yeah, they'll just try to do that, not change up any words, and they just copy and paste it, and now it's become like, oh, this makes no sense. This is AI slop, and it sounds so. They don't even put it in their own voice or anything like that. So when you don't put any effort behind it, then you're gonna have these issues. So, I think that is the main reason that people do not like to see AI generated content, because like this basketball one with the presidents, hilarious, right? But when you are like trying to pass it off as real, and then you're like, oh, but this is clearly impossible. It's clearly impossible. Then you're like, oh, this is like I just wasted 30 seconds of my life. And if you guys remember from Happy Gilmore, not Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, right? So I can find that one. But it was like, why do we have to endure this pain? So let me see. Billy Madison. There we go. May God have mercy on your soul. Exactly what it was, right? So let's do this one. We'll do this one. So after you find yourself watching this video, like watching like a few seconds of that video, you're like, oh my God, I feel you feel literally like this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That's how I feel sometimes. That's how I feel sometimes. When you get duped into some AI slop, you're like, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment below. You know, let me know your thoughts about like, well, how do you feel when you like with AI content? Do you feel that people are not putting any effort into it and you are just finding yourself inundated with nonsense and not, you know, funny? It's because some AI is funny, some of it is trash. But when you make it available to everyone, it's kind of like content on YouTube. Kind of like content on YouTube. Drop me your thoughts below. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Go to techcoachralph.dev. Join us for Vibe Code and Chill. Join us for Scrum Nights. Get access to Resume Flow. Get your resume analyzed. Get access to Tech Barbarian's coaching portal. Organize your life. Get access to the Speak Precisely app to make sure you are able to communicate well over at techcoachralph.dev. And join the Discord. The link is pinned to the top of the chat as well as in the description. All right, let's go. Let me go and check the chat to see what my friends are saying. What up, life lessons? And let me check. Let me see. Life says, what up, y'all? What's good with you? How are you doing? I'm looking forward to hanging out with Life Lessons next Saturday at Vibe Code and Chill over at techcoachralph.dev. Join today. Let's have some fun. Let's learn together. Rod Brown says, vertical only, I see. Yes, you do see. It was actually pretty easy to get that set up. So I have that running over here. And I'm still recording in horizontal mode to go and edit it after the fact because we don't miss. We do not miss. I give you guys all of the content the way that you want it, the way that my friend Sophie Cunningham delivers. All right. So with that being said, and I had a question. Did my lower third have too many fingers? I think it might have too many fingers. And that, my friend, is what I call AI slop. That's what happens when you use the wrong. That is what happens when you use the wrong model. All right. Not all models are built the same. Not all models are built the same. Just like the humanoid robots from the ICEBREAKER. Some of them can last 8 hours. They go on and on and on, like Biggie said. And some of them, those AI companions from China, they might last you about a good 4 hours. They leave you stranded after midnight. Robert says, I can't really see it on the vertical. Well, that's good. The chat, shout out to that. The chat covers the 12 fingers. Life says, I'm not too sure. Undetermined. 10 or 12 hand appendages. Who knows at the end of the day. I mean, guess what? In this world, there are some people with 12 fingers, all right?
Bruh.
Junior said, let me see. Junior said, what's up? Life says, someone has way too much time on their hands. I mean, people be trying to get seen. They be trying to get seen, you know? I mean, some people, they might be using AI to mass DM, like, you know, like, I mean, let's think about this, right? If you are in tech, right, and you're trying to, ooh, you see, oh my goodness, I shouldn't say this. I'm going to be talking about how to get an app idea, right? But couldn't you build some application that connects to Instagram and it looks for some IG baddies, right? And it says, and it uses AI to go through their profile, see who they are, see what they like, and figure out what to message them, and then messages them for you. And then, because if it can see what's the best way to communicate, then it could technically, you could have AI slide into the DMs for you, right? And then you see what bites, you know, because a lot of times some people just keep scrolling and they're like, oh, let me try this, let me try that, like, you know, hey, big head, and it's like, You know, so maybe AI can do a better job for you. I don't know. Let's see. Levin says, seeing the content degrade, it reminds me of the movie Idiocracy. And I have to watch that movie. We're cooked. Next thing we will see is promos for why drinking Gatorade is better than water. You guys remember Waterboy? Gatorade is better than water. How did it go? Let me see. But it was like, what was the thought? Waterboy, Gatorade is better. Let's see if they have that one. Let's try this one. Where is it? Oh, come on. Let's go with this. Now, since you brought it up, Life Lesson, now we got to take a look at it, right? Let's go to. Since you brought it up, you know, this is your doing. This is your doing, Life Lesson.
Water sucks. Gatorade is better. What? Use it on the field. Gatorade not only quenches your thirst better, it tastes better too, idiot.
You're drinking the wrong water.
Gatorade.
H2O.
Gatorade.
H2O.
Water sucks.
I don't know how that came up. I don't know. That's what popped into my mind when I read that. Gatorade. I said hi. Yeah, I saw you said hi. Oh my goodness. Anyway, oh my God. All right. Too much fun. All right. Compose yourself, Tech Coach. Remember this. All right, you know what? Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Let's get to the next topic. All right. We are jumping over to Chamath. I'm not even going to try his name, but he is on the All In podcast, I believe. And he's an entrepreneur. I saw him on some other show recently talking, and I was pretty impressed, but he went on to CNBC, and I wanted to review his comments, his thoughts on the future of AI. So this is a tech show. This is what we're going to do. Let's do it.
I want to bring in our special guest this morning. He is sitting on set watching all of this play out. Hasn't been here in a bit, and we're thrilled to have him back. Chamath Palihapitiya is here. He's the founder and CEO of Social Capital, CEO of 8090, and host, of course, of the All In podcast. And
hello, Mr. Sorkin.
You're wearing a suit, no less.
And
for us. So
my entire job is selling enterprise software. That's what I do.
That's what you do. So actually, before we get into anything, and I want to get into all what's happening in the Valley, AI, everything. We're going to go back in time, talk SPACs, because people have asked. I know your favorite topics, but just your take on the IBM situation to the extent that you think it has ramifications in any larger way. Or maybe it's just specific to IBM.
I think the thing that we know is there are a handful of companies that are compounding revenue $1 billion a day. And at some point, the downstream ecosystem has to make money as well. And then the ultimate buyer of these tokens also has to make money. And so at some point, the question has to be asked, if 2 or 3 companies are going to generate $400 billion a year, and it's doubling and tripling every year, where is the rest of this money going to be made, and who is implementing it in such a way where these profits are to be had? And I think you're starting to see a little bit of the wheels come off. Like, just at a very basic level, if you think AI is like oil, let's just use this analogy to make it simple. A barrel of crude is what, $86 right now?
Right now, unfortunately, it's gone up, yes.
No. WTI is 80.
WTI is
81.
81, okay. Let's say a barrel of intelligence, which is 1 million tokens, okay? You can buy that barrel for $26 from Anthropic's really good model. You can buy from OpenAI for $26. Anthropic's latest model costs you $56. Elon is selling you a barrel of intelligence for $1. Zuck is about to sell it to you for $1.50. Demis and Sundar are trying to sell it to you for $1. The Chinese will sell it to you for 50 cents. So this rationalization has to happen. We have the same input that has this crazy cost. If you've made a bet very early around one of these folks that are selling extremely expensive barrels of intelligence and you try to pass through the cost, you may run into some downstream difficulty. And that has to play itself out.
And you think that's playing itself out in the...
Before we keep going with the video, I want to find out a little bit more about what the IBM situation they're referring to. But what do you like? I'm gonna say this. This guy, he is very, very intelligent. The way that he was able to analogize AI intelligence, like and how they're selling it, comparing to a barrel of oil and the price of that actually made a lot of sense. I was like, oh, I never thought about it that way with the tokens and everything like that. So, but let's jump into this real quick, just so we get some understanding of because I wasn't sure what the IBM situation they're referring to. But it says the IBM situation referred to by Chamath in recent commentary involves the company's recent performance shortfall. Okay, so I guess their stock price went down, which results in a significant drop in the stock price. Here's a missing key aspect of the situation. Misreading the AI spending boom, IBM acknowledged that it misread the current AI spending environment. While there is a massive investment occurring in the AI sector, that capital is currently being heavily directed towards must-have infrastructure, specifically servers, storage, and memory, rather than traditional software subscriptions or consulting services. The SaaS apocalypse concern, the revenue miss at IBM reignited fears amongst investors regarding a SaaS apocalypse, the theory that as AI agents become more capable of automating tasks and building custom tools, businesses may reduce their reliance on traditional software as a service subscription. Chamath's perspective, IBM used Chamath used IBM stumble as a case for a broader industry issue. He noted that while companies selling intelligence like AI hardware infrastructure providers are currently generating significant revenue, there is a growing uncertainty about whether their customers can successfully convert those expensive AI investments into profitable outcomes for themselves. Let me read that one. So there's a growing uncertainty about whether their customers can successfully convert those expensive AI. Okay, so basically they're saying you're spending a lot of money on AI infrastructure models and everything like that, but will all that spending actually turn into profits? Because a company can be using AI and stuff like that to build out their applications, but is that in the long run going to be profitable to OpenAI? Is it going to be profitable to Claude, to Anthropic, to Google? I don't know, because AI takes a lot of data. AI takes a lot of energy, a lot of water. It's kicking people out of their homes, as we saw on Tuesday. It says, in short, the situation highlights a potential disconnect where companies are spending heavily on the picks and the shovels of AI infrastructure, potentially cannibalizing budgets that would have otherwise gone to traditional enterprise software, while the actual ROI for these AI investments remain unproven. Are you analyzing how the shift in AI infrastructure spending might impact the roadmap? Nah, I'm not. I just wanted to know what this was about. All right, leave me alone. I gotta remember to use my phone and use Gemini. So next time, instead of putting up the website, we're just gonna talk to Gemini. All right. Remind me, if you see me start using the website, say, hey, you should be talking to Gemini.
IBM story, or you're saying that's just a broader...
No, that's just a broader comment. I think that Arvind he's done a great job. I mean, look, it's undeniable the trajectory of the business, and he's been able to pivot it and orient it around cloud.
Right.
And I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. But the reality is, everybody that's in this ecosystem, me included, we're all struggling to figure out how do we price this stuff so that the ultimate buyer is making more money, is growing faster, and that is still a question mark.
Well, I think you're getting to a point that Alex Karp, who was just here about a week and a half ago, was making about the sort of token maxing conceit, which is that some of these companies are, and this is to the Anthropic OpenAI piece of it, where you have CEOs, and I've now talked to them too, who say the math is not mathing for us.
The CEOs and the CFOs, in my opinion, probably have no idea how much token maxing is going on inside of their organizations. I suspect what will happen is one day you're going to have a miss, and EPS will be off by a few pennies, and the CEO will say to the CFO, what happened? Where did all of this incremental OPEX come from? And they'll trace it to the $50 barrel of intelligence versus the $1 or 50-cent barrel of intelligence. That hasn't happened yet.
This is interesting. There's the software stack. What is also interesting, so it's a Dow component, IBM. So the Dow's down 500 points. Right. Just do the math, 50 points times whatever the divisor is. The NASDAQ was up more than 100. It is still. So if it is a question mark about technology in general, you're not seeing it yet in the NASDAQ. And that big 500-point drop in the Dow is because...
Well, I think in fairness, the NASDAQ has a lot of other stuff, which is...
It's not software.
All the hardware, all the memory, all the chips. That entire complex is still going to make a ton of money.
Right.
The question is, again, eventually,
right.
If you buy oil, you need to put it into a new engine. That engine has to make you go faster, right? It has to burn cleaner.
It sounds like you're suggesting that the LLM complex at the high end, which basically is Anthropic and OpenAI in terms of the pricing of whatever that is, and that's still in the private markets, is going to break? Is that what you're trying to suggest?
I think that's what you're trying to get me to suggest.
No,
let me be very clear. The hardware and memory complex is going to run for another couple of years because there are enormous constraints in that ecosystem. So there's tremendous scarcity. Those things are going to continue to do well. NASDAQ will probably overperform the S&P.
Okay.
If you look at the only other pocket where there's true growth, it's the LLM complex, as you said. I don't know what the long-term valuation is, but if you see a bunch of public companies in the next few quarters miss because of an OPEX miss,
right,
and they trace that back to runaway spending that they didn't know existed inside of their organization, you're going to take a little bit of the air out of that specific category.
Okay, so we just talked about 4 of the big model makers, maybe 5 of the model makers. We talked about OpenAI, Anthropic. You mentioned Gemini. We talked about Grok, and we talked about Meta.
Yeah.
How do you see them all stacking up longer term?
I think that you're seeing a convergence. It used to be the case that when a model dropped, it was so superior to everything else. You're like, oh my God, we went from kerosene to Jet A, right? To jet fuel. So of course I'm going to go to jet fuel. Instead, I think the analogy now is we've seen the nth version of the iPhone. We've all kept upgrading to it. We're still using it for roughly the same behaviors. My elbow hurts, what should I do? And you're wondering to yourself, well, why am I spending all of this money? And I think that's where we are today. So if you're going to direct all of this behavior, why don't just spend 50 cents or $1? That's a pretty rational question.
But then the question is the Meta model, for example, or Grok, as good as or close enough of an approximation for whatever you think you need to get done using
For most use
Anthropic?
cases, the answer is a screaming yes. For some very narrow use cases, no. But in those narrow use cases, I would say spend the $50 barrel of oil. Spend it. It makes sense. If you're a cybersecurity company, if you're Palo Alto Networks, and you can book billions of dollars of more incremental revenue by locking down all the infrastructure of big companies, use Fable.
But the freak out over the weekend.
And I'll throw this in there too, right? This is our takeaway from what Chamath is saying here. We need to master model selection, right? So let's say, for instance, because this is how you start to add more value. Because right now, companies are throwing money, throwing tokens at the wall, see what sticks, trying to get more people on board, right? But there's going to be a time when they're going to be monitoring how many tokens you're using to make sure, and what you're using it for. So our takeaway needs to be, okay, now we need to understand what models are good for what. Oh, can we let's say you have Claude, right? When should I use Sonnet 4.6? When should I use Opus 4.6? When should I use Fable? When should I use Haiku? So that you're using the right tool for the job. It's the same way we always talk about. You just can't throw you don't want to use some people, right? They will have they'll have a screwdriver. They don't want to go get it, so they'll use a knife as a screwdriver. You can use Fable for the most basic work, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. So understanding which model is the best model for what you're doing, and even building something around is all right. Choose this. This is the work that we do. Know when to choose this model. You build an agent that says, all right, use this model for this, use this model for that, X, Y, and Z. And like they have like these open source models, then you can say, oh, okay, for this type of work, we're going to use this open source model that is running in this local environment that people can't get access to, right? So understanding when to use what and where to use what is that is our takeaway from what Chamath is saying. This information is gold. While the host is trying to get them to say something, they're trying to figure something out. Our takeaway from what this entrepreneur, this AI expert is saying is that we need to know, we need to be able to decipher what models will. So that means if your company uses Claude, understanding the Claude models, when to use them. If your company uses Gemini, understanding the Gemini models. If they use OpenAI, understanding OpenAI models, and start building things around it. Start practicing with that. Start seeing how you can build agents that are going to do model selection. All right.
And even inside of Anthropic, you know, we talked about it yesterday morning. Anthropic, as you know, was planning to end the sort of free use of Fable for some of the paid users, sort of end that extension so that you'd actually have to upgrade or pay more to get access to it.
They can't afford to.
And then all of a sudden they say to themselves,
can't afford to do it.
We can't afford to do it because if we do, people will cancel their subscription and go to OpenAI.
Exactly. And the OpenAI model is excellent. Soul is excellent.
Right.
Mythos, Fable, it's excellent when you can use it. So all of these folks are hitting the same constraint. They're massively power constrained. They're massively data center constrained. And so they are usage constrained. Meanwhile, the guys that have all of that capacity, Google, SpaceX, and Meta, are finally getting their footing, and they're starting to consistently release model after model after model that's 80 to 95% as good. It's a very complicated dynamic for the leading labs.
Do you see a shift, by the way? You know, there was, you know, for a long time, OpenAI and Sam were sort of under a lot of fire. There was big questions about trust and the like. And by the way, maybe even more questions given this Apple situation on Friday. But there seems to be some dings taking place on the Anthropic side, too. And this maybe gets to the Alex Karp of it all. But people who believe that either the spending part, the math doesn't make sense of what's happening, or you look at the Figma story, for example, of them going into different businesses.
Those are really concerning. I mean, look, let's be clear. There are 3 leaders of lab companies who have been in the spotlight for 20 years. Elon, you've seen every facet of his personality, and you can judge over 20 years of behavior. Sundar and Demis, 20 years. Zuck, 20 years. And I think those folks have shown that they basically run a relatively straightforward, well-understood business, right? There aren't any rug-pulling situations. Maybe Facebook had some in the past. I think they've cleaned that up, okay? But Google certainly never has, and Elon never has. You may dislike him for other things. And then all of a sudden you have these 2 guys who are incredible entrepreneurs, clearly, but the amount of collectible data that you can look at, behavioral instances where they've had to make hard decisions, are still relatively limited because they're only a few years into being this public and being this scrutinized. So if you look at the first few years of Facebook, messy. I don't know about Google. Maybe the first few years.
We're going to talk about you and your 20 years. You're going to get to talk about.
I mean, you know, like I was caricatured as the guy at Facebook that made everybody cry. But then you look back, it's a $2 trillion company. So the tears are crocodile tears.
Can I just, IBM is saying that, you know, we just missed closing a couple of big deals. They always say things like that. But this is interesting. The clients that they were trying to close were distracted by industry-wide cybersecurity concerns and the stuff that they were.
If you have,
believe that?
If you have somebody
that now they're going to say the weather was
no,
bad.
I have a real issue with this, and I've said this a couple times, so I'll just say it again. You can look at a graph of the financing needs of these companies,
right?
And you can pinpoint when they oscillate between 2 different messages. Message 1, we've created a super god, which then the VCs are like lemmings. They run and they're like, well, I need to be on the right side of the super god. And then they flip to the other 2, which is, this is a complete weapon. Let's shut the world down. And why don't you regulate everything? They just go back and forth. We've had this game.
I've talked about that too. Like these Shout out to the schizophrenics, but these AI CEOs, they be all over the place. They be like, oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh, this is the worst thing in the world. We need government regulations. I'm like, government regulations? What are you talking about? So I don't know. Like these CEOs be giving me a headache because they be all over the place. All right.
Now the problem is, at the scale of $1 trillion of market cap, that game has these ripple effects that touch everybody in the industry. This is why, by the way, I think what Alex Karp did, he deserves a medal. This is an incredible human being who had the courage to come here. Everybody watched that clip. All these S&P 500 CEOs called me after that clip saying, help me interpret this. And I'll tell you, he was on the right side of history, because what he's showing you is that, hold on a second, like, you need to have a much more predictable way of running your business, because if you are, bending to the vicissitudes of private company funding cycles, or private companies' desire to need to live up to trillion-dollar valuations, you're taking a level of risk that you probably didn't know you were taking. That's a fair critique, I think.
We got to take a pause for a second. Just one last question related to, because it's on the Alex Karp topic. Effectively, what he's saying is that Palantir you are going to need some kind of layer, though, in the middle.
I believe that too.
Partially to protect you. I mean, he was arguing in some ways from the LLMs, ultimately.
Here's the thing. The LLMs do a very good job of a very superficial form of privacy called zero data retention, ZDR. That's the term that they use. And they say, enable this, and everything's hunky-dory and everything's okay. But when you look at the fine print, let's just say Joe puts in the secret formula for Kentucky Fried Chicken into the model and say, help me optimize it. That part is ZDR'd. But then if you look at a little thing like if he just clicks the like button, is there any guarantee that that information is not stored somehow, that he liked this kind of a thing? And the honest answer technically is no, because we don't know how to do that. The other interesting thing that I would point out to you is that when Alex came on, I think he said something extremely legitimate. I think it applies to companies. It also applies to countries, so at some point we should talk about this. And at no point did Anthropic say, you know what, he's got it totally wrong. Here's the exact technical details. And so there's nothing to see here. And I thought to myself, why wouldn't you, the minute after that clip started to go viral, be completely specific and repudiate the claim? And I think it's funny that we're here 10 days later and nary a word has been uttered, other than Alex's version, which the reason is because we all know is the true version.
He dropped some game. A lot of these, like these newer companies, these AI CEOs, they only know, like they're basically software engineers who don't really understand business, marketing, and they try to get people to do that. They also try to be holier than thou, and it's just a big mess. That is one of the reasons that I still tend to, although Claude models might be a little bit better, OpenAI models might sometimes, that's what Life Lesson says. I don't necessarily agree. Might be a little bit better than Gemini. I still gravitate towards Gemini because of their infrastructure and Google's reliability for the past almost 30 years now. That's just me. I know that at a drop of a dime, we might lose Anthropic. They might say something silly and they get banned in the United States. OpenAI, they're facing lawsuits from Apple, from Elon Musk, and I just got to ride with Google. I have to ride with Google. Let me know your thoughts below. Drop me a comment. What do you think about this? What do you think about what Chamath was saying? It's very technical, very detailed, very business oriented, but I think that this is also helpful for us to get our mind. What can we get out of it? Like I said, we should be getting out of it. We need to better understand these models. If you take his barrel of intelligence, where do we go from here? Every time we watch a video, we need to see, how does this affect us? Where do we go? How do we pivot? How do we navigate this minefield? All right. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Go to techcoachdraft.dev, join us for Vibe Code and Chill, get access to Resume Flow, join us for our Scrum Nights, get access to the Speak Precisely app and the Tech Barbarians coaching portal over at techcoachralph.dev. All right, let's go to the chat real quick, and then I'm gonna get into the topic of how to figure out what the hell to build, right? How to figure out what you're going to build. Let me see what we got in the chat. Rod Brown says water sucks. What? Rod Brown.
How dare you?
You're just drinking the wrong type of H2O, Rod Brown. That's your problem. That, you know what, Rod Brown, you get one of these. I see you. Levin says IBM dropped because of their earnings. Okay, that's what I learned. And it says, and spending, they focused on infrastructure and the market pushed it for it. Oh, I said, punished it for it. Punished it for it. Shout out to IBM. Life says, stepping away, going to get some food. Ooh, all right, life lessons. You might not see this when you get back. I'm going to ask you, what did you get to eat? What did you get to eat? The people want to know. And we have royalty in the building. What's up, sister? Thank you for the eagle, thank you for the eagle. Thank you so much. I still don't know what the jewels do, but I'm gonna learn. But nonetheless, just getting to see you here and getting to talk to you. Thank you so much. Really, really, always, and forever appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Let me see what else we got. We got Rob Brown. Sister said hi to you as well. Welcome. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure and a blessing when you are around. All right, we're going to go into a topic of how do you figure out what to build, right? And I want to showcase one of the apps that I am pretty proud of that I've been building. I know that a lot of people struggle with, like, I want to get into tech. I'm following these courses. I don't know what to do, what to build. Help me. So I created a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu app that is changing the way that I train forever, right? So I'm going to pull it up for you, and that way we can talk about it. And the reason I'm showing you this, it's because this is how I figure out what to build, right? And this is how you need to figure out what to build. I build stuff that are valuable to me. Right? I build stuff that are valuable to me because you are always going to be your first customer. All right. I hope that makes sense. You're going to be your first customer. Even if you build a product, nobody else uses it, but it helps you streamline your workflow. It helps you streamline whatever it is that you're doing. The same way that my guy Junior shows us at Vibe Code and Show that he built his photography app. The same way that Life Lesson showed us the gamer sound generator, music generator that he built. Like all these different things. Someone came to the Discord today and they're showing us, they were showcasing like a GRC thing that they built for like cybersecurity. And I'm sure that person is in cybersecurity and this tool that they're building is going to help them first. You need to build something that is going to help you first. And here's the thing, right? A lot of people, they go through the same problems that we do, but no one says anything. No one builds anything. We try to look for a solution. Oh, I guess something exists. Well, guess what? In the age of AI, in the age of Udemy, where you get all of these tools, how to build AI tools, how to do Python coding, how to do mobile development, how to do anything you want, anything you set your mind to, it is totally possible because we have all of these tools at our disposal. Back in the days, you had no choices, no options. Like you're like, I have to go to college and try to figure this thing out, try to navigate. I never even heard of tech or computer science. That was the thing that haunted me in the past, right? But now you can learn anything you want, however you want. It's like the world is a McDonald's have it your way. Is that McDonald's says have it your way? Or is that Burger King? Whatever. The point is you can do whatever it is that you want. So I built this Jiu-Jitsu app. And when I first created it, right, it was just to like figure out a way to drill the instructionals that I would get on BJJ Fanatics, because they'll give you the instructions. They don't really tell you how to drill it or anything like that. So I wanted to create some type of log, and it just kind of grew from there. So we'll go through it real quick, right? So it has a history, so it can have like can track all the trainings that you do. So like let's say you're doing conditioning, if you're doing mat time, drilling, whatever it is that you're doing, right? You can track that, and you can have like a log of that. I built this community thing in there. I haven't really used it because I don't have any. I'm basically the only user on there right now, right? But it's like it's available that we can start doing the community. We can post your trainings and have discussions about it. At some point that'll come. We have the library. So in the library, it has like you can import what you're working on, right? Let me see if I can find. So let's say we go to BJJ. I'm gonna show you. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it out anyways, right? So if I go to BJJ Fanatics, that's one of the most popular, almost the only jiu-jitsu oh, that's not the only, but jiu-jitsu instructionals, right? And let's say John Danaher. Let's go to John Danaher. John Danaher is a world-renowned jiu-jitsu instructor. He trains like the best in the world. Gordon Ryan, Giancarlo. So let's say we go for, because the one that we're working on right now is, let me see. We're doing this one right now. So let me click into here. And the way this is supposed to work, I should be able to copy this. And then I go into here. Let me see. I'd say source and I say instructional and I paste the URL. So I don't need that part. And let's say Danaher half guard bottom. I haven't imported anything in a long time, so I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's see what does fetch do. I don't even know what fetch does, to be honest with you. I haven't used this part in like since I first built it a few months ago, so I don't even know if it's gonna work this time. 0 sections found. Something didn't work out. Whatever. Let's do add source. Nothing came through. But basically, it would look like this, right? Where it would have all the sections. Probably something changed in their format that I would have to update on my end. But it would look like this, where you can say, all right, I'm working on this, and you can try it, and you can use that to drill, right? I also put something in here where you can build a game plan. Something that I learned when I was competing, when I first started competing, was having a game plan, having a roadmap. I had a game plan PDF that I printed out, and I said, okay, when I'm in this situation, I'll do this. When I'm in that situation, I'll do that, X, Y, and Z. The way that it would look is, so the way that you would use it, you'd say, I don't know what evolution queue is, because a lot of times when you're building stuff with AI, you don't get to test everything yet. You have to go back. But let's say we always start from standing, right? So you say standing, and from standing, you're either going to, let's say I do a guard pull into close guard. And now, I think I gotta make this like a little bit more space in order to do this, right? But here, so you pull the close guard, and then guard bottom. I'm in close guard. Yeah. Okay, so let's. I got some work to do on this, right? But the point is, I built this thing so that I could so let's say we're here. See, it's a little confusing because it's like there is from standing. So let's say we don't have guard pull, close guard, and then we go into a sweep. Let's say we do a scissor sweep. But then you can also say, what if you do a standing and you get a single leg? So what if you take a person down and you go down this route instead, right? So you can also go down this route, and now you're on guard top, and you can say, well, I would do a Toriando pass, right? Which lead to a see, it's a little confusing. I have to go back and work on this because like these are kind of duplicated. Are they? guard top. Yeah, they're kind of duplicated, but then now you are, let's say you get to like a side control, right? So basically you are mapping out your game plan. I'm gonna work on this to make it a little bit more succinct. But anyways, you have this, you can save it. What is AI assessment? Let me save this. What is AI? I don't even know what AI assessment does. Let's see. But there's some AI elements that are built into it. And like I said, the reason I'm showing you this is how you come up with ideas on what to build. What adds value to me? Jiu-Jitsu adds value to me, right? So I'm going to work on an app that I can use that can add value to me. Oh, okay, look at that. AI technical analysis. Here's a technical analysis of the provided competitor's flowchart. Competitor presents extremely shallow. Oh my God. Did you just call me shallow? My goodness.
How dare you?
Shallow and extremely shallow and underdeveloped game plan. I mean, I didn't build it out completely. Gee whiz. The existing connections indicate a rudimentary understanding of linking techniques, but the lack of depth and breadth required for competitive success. Oh my God. I see what's happening here.
Ain't believing us.
Guard pull, single guard pull, option, close guard is quickly limited, takedown. But this is good though. This is very, very helpful because if you have a game plan and after I make this better and you build out your game plan and you save it and you get AI analysis, it'll tell you what is strong, what is weak about your game plan. And you can build multiple game plans, right? And this is the type of stuff that you should like watching John Danaher's interview with Lex Friedman the other day. He's talking about you should always approach training with a game plan. What are you going to do? And follow that game plan and see what works, what doesn't work, where the weaknesses are, what do you need to work on. So this is going to be a very, very useful component, right? Then another feature that I added was the dojo. Yes, the dojo. I call it the blood on the wood dojo. Because you guys know the song, this song.
We in the dojo, ain't no days off. The way isn't trending, you don't bleed in practice, you die in the field. Look, swinging the wood till my knuckles are bleeding. I don't need rest, it's the combat I'm needing. 10,000 hours, I'm locked in the zone. Carving my spirit right down to the bone. Stepping my radius, watch how I sever. I'm swinging this blade like I do this forever. Practice makes lethal, the rest make me cold. I'm gripping the steel till my body gets old. You talking that talk, but you skipping the gym. I look at the weekend, I pity for him. Every single morning, I wake up and strike. You never seen discipline looking like. I empty my lungs and I swing out the chest. I treat every shadow like it is a test. The way is the practice is war. I leave all my enemies down on the floor. Rap at the right, yeah, we putting that pain and don't talk about love.
Anyways, like I love it. I love that song. Like this morning we were training on the patio and that song was just on repeat over and over and over again while we are in the dojo working. So it has a matrix where it can build a workout for you. So you can have like a spontaneous workout. I gotta put something in there to have like a set workout, but it can have so you can say, do you want positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement? Where are you? Patio outdoors. We have body weight, kettlebell. Let's say we do this. We're not in the gym for a commercial stack, but you can say where you're at. How much time do you have? Let's say this is 15 minutes. And I don't always use this, but this comes in clutch sometimes when I just want to try something different. And then you can do AI generate. It is going to look for some workouts for you. One of the things I have to refine on this. So it sets the timer, tells you what to do. One of the things that I need to figure out how to do is some of these exercises, I don't really know what they mean. And I built something in there where it could tell you what it means, but then you have to click the AI thing and it has to generate it, and it might be using a lot of tokens. I don't know about that part yet, but like something to better understand what the actual workout is. But let's say we click on over here, right? It's going to use AI to tell you what the workout is, but sometimes it's like so much and it's hard to, what the hell is this? Why are you not in English? What in the? This is America. What are we doing here? That's not even, all right. That's find bugs, bugs happen, but it tells you like, like what the workouts. This better not be in another language too. All right, so now we're okay. Ooh, weird. But yeah, so like it can tell you what the workout is, but I got to find a more streamlined way of figuring out what the workout is, especially when it's randomly generated. But you can go to the workout. It's gonna track it for you, what to do, when to do it, X, Y, and Z. And then after you're done, you save it to the log, and it goes into your logs and your history. We have this homepage over here. Also inside of the dojo, we have mat time, where you can have a timer, you can have your rounds, you can say what you're training, who you're training with, and something I added to it is if they have, like if the person you're training with has the app too, you can sync workouts and you can say the good, the bad, what worked, the intensity, how many times you tapped, how many times you submitted the person. You can rate your session, all of that good stuff. And then something that I also added the other day after being inspired by John Danaher was, I call it Pocket Danaher because of based off his philosophy. I built an integration around that where you can say, all right, we're going to be training for 60 minutes. And he says, so the first 10% of the training is mechanical, 30% is progressive, and then 60% is live. So, and you're focusing on one move you lock in for. So we're locked in for the next 28 days on half guard bottom, like in here, what I showed you. Do they have, so like over here where they have all of this. And so we're working our way through that. So just a way to structure your own training, or if you're training if you have open mat training in the gym, something that you can use around that as well, right? So so then I also add like some health components. What if you want to fast? So a fasting tracker custom. I have to work on this a little bit more. And then this is a total recovery because I also added something like not to be a slouch, to move around during the day, to get some workout in. So I added that aspect to it as well. And it says, all right, time on the mat, if you're going to be sauna, cold plunge, yada, 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 right? And then a progression to show your progress on the different things that you're working on, all right? So like I said, and then we have some settings in here as well. We can customize the color stuff. This is little stuff that I need to, clean up, but there's also, let me show you one more thing. Let's say we do log training session. There is a feature where, let's say you're doing instructional, let's say I want to do a voice, right? And I say, let's say you can record. So trained this morning with Nahum and Justin. We were working on half guard bottom based on John Danaher's instructional for half guard. We were working on the elbow escape when the person is staying tight, how to get your elbow in, how to open their knee so you can slide your knee in and push them away so that you can go on the attack. From there, it was very, very helpful and informative. First time that we had Nahum in there. So it was very useful. And we use the Pocket Danaher that we have in this app so that we can structure, the first 10 minutes of 10% of technical, 30% of progressive. And then we ended up with a live training session from half guard in particular so that we can get much better at our quality, right? So we have that. And then once you stop that, it's going to do AI analysis. And this wasn't working yesterday. I had to fix it, but it just shows like, build what you need. Like I cannot drill this enough. Build what you need to help you. Help yourself first. It's kind of like when you are on the plane and they say, oh, if something's happening, then the oxygen mask drops, put it on yourself first before you put it on anybody else, right? Because if you lose oxygen, then you can't help anybody after that. So I take it from the perspective of I need to help myself first. And this app, one of them, is what helps me get better at jiu-jitsu. I don't even know if this is going to work because it's been spinning for a while. But we also do have a coach debrief where it guides you through the, you know what, that might not work because I didn't publish it. No, I got an error. I don't know, whatever. But let's see if this one works. I don't know. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. I think I have to publish the changes. But you should be like, you'd be able to talk to it. You'd be able to talk to it, and you'd be able to get insight back and forth. That is so that is the goal of this, right? So, like I said, things that help you is what is going to end up helping other people. That's all I got. But that, my friend, is how I would encourage you to figure out what of value that you're going to build. Add value to yourself first, and then once you can add value to yourself, then and only then you can add value to the rest of the world. Is that fair? What do you think? What do you think about my strategy? What do you think about the app, especially if you're into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Maybe you're into boxing and this could help you in a boxing aspect. I don't know. But this is what I built for me. And if it helps my friends, even better. If it helps the Jiu-Jitsu community, even better. But guess what? It helps me. And that's what really matters at the end of the day. Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment. Do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live, and drop new content as well. TechCoach.dev. Join us for Vibe, Code, and Chill. Join us for Scrum Nights. Get access to Resume Flow, Tech Barbarians Coaching Portal, and the Speak Precisely app over at TechCoach.dev. And join us in the Tech Coach Ralph Discord to continue these type of conversations, to get help in your apps, to share your apps, to share your challenges, your wins, whatever it is that you need. I got you. We got you. The Tech Barbarians are a massive, massive, wonderful, and helpful, fierce community. All right, over at TechCoach.dev. We'll see you over there. All right, and I might also drop this on the Jiu-Jitsu channel when I clip this up, because I think the Jiu-Jitsu community could find a lot of value in this app, and they can get a breakdown of that as well, and give me some ideas on how to make it better, what are their challenges in Jiu-Jitsu, and what they would like to have, all that good stuff, right? So that's it. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, drop me a comment below. Let me go and check the chat to see what we got going on over there. Let me see. Nothing. All right, we're good. We are good to go. We are good to go into our next topic of tonight. What is our next topic? Let me get a drink first. When we don't have the working segments, I talk a lot more. I don't know. I feel like Rod Brown right now. Just talking. It's like, now Rod Brown is probably thinking,
how dare you?
Caught us stray. I'm sorry, Rod Brown. I'm sorry. You know you're my guy.
Meep.
I don't know why I love that meme so much. I just love that meme. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this next topic. We are going to be we're gonna be talking about what's the next one? We're gonna be talking about So let's go over to here. Meta. They're using your photos in their AI stuff, all right? They're using your photos, and that's why I don't upload anything to Facebook or Instagram or nothing like that, because you don't know what these AI companies be doing. You do not know what these AI companies. These AI companies ain't loyal. All right, let's jump into this topic. All right.
A lot of people are talking about this right now. Meta, if you're just catching up here, is now letting anyone use your Instagram photos and AI images unless you opt out. So we're joined by a data privacy and digital surveillance cybersecurity expert, Harry Moggins. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so explain to us what's going on. This seems a little bit crazy to me.
Sure, so it's something they turned on. It's called Muse Image. We're basically inside the Instagram app. The Muse Image launch allows you to take any public profile on Instagram, use their images, and create your own AI-generated image. So you can remix it, you can create ads from it, you can create a new video using that as your starting point. It basically turns all of your public images you spent decades uploading into training fodder that other people can remix and reuse, oftentimes without your knowledge.
So this just goes for public accounts, right? Like my account is public right now. If I were to switch it to private in this moment, which I'm not going to do, I like it public, but if I were to switch it, then I would be safe?
So you'd be safe moving forward.
Why do they have that annoying sound? Like, can you guys hear it? I hear it in my headphones. It's like they have this like, are they? I don't understand these news companies. Like, how could they not get their sound right? I have this buzz sound in my ear that is driving me crazy.
But it only changes the consent from that point. You change it private moving forward. Anything in the past, you can't unring the bell.
That's good
It's
to
already
know.
trained on
It's
it.
so interesting to me, Harry, that this is an opt-out system rather than an opt-in system.
For sure. The entire world is starting to, the privacy exploitation is getting worse. And a lot of the corporations like Meta are starting to count on you being so beaten down and tired of consent prompts at every corner that they can start taking advantage of that. So it's especially vigilant to remain protective of your data, your privacy, and to not let them push you around. Because I believe consent by fine print is not consent at all.
Yeah, that's for sure. I feel like the least that they could do here is at least give you a notification like, hey, we're using this to create an AI image, but it sounds like they're not even giving you a notification here.
Now, if somebody uses your images and creates a new one or remixes it in any way, there's no notification sent back to the account holder. And the only people excluded, like you said, are private accounts and children or minors. I think it's COPA or 13 and under. And even some minor accounts that have public profiles, depending on their settings, they may also be eligible to have their images remixed. So Meta came out of the gate with a very broad, wide set of permissions where pretty much anybody can use it day one.
I feel like with something like this, you really think one certain way, and then you are kind of narrow-minded thinking about that. So if you wouldn't mind, explain both arguments to me here. Why would someone love this, and why would someone hate this?
It's a creative world we live in, and especially on somewhere like Instagram, where it's an economy of attention, people like remixing things. On the positive side, it's fun, it's engaging, you create things for your feed. You can take a celebrity and have fun images and videos, and you can put a celebrity into your wedding photos, or you can have your dog sitting in the lap of a celebrity. There are fun use cases for it. The dangerous side is you could be that person. You could have a whole bunch of images uploaded and somebody uses them to make fun of you or your children. They could take your kids' photos and remix a picture to be impaired.
That is a very good point. That is because although they can't take stuff from a kid's profile, right? But they can take it from the parent's profile that has your kids in there, and they can remix it and what if we were to go to a certain beloved brother who shall not be named profile, and we remix his image, and we say, you know what? Let's make our dear friend in a boxing match with Caitlin Clark, for instance, and he throws a punch and she does a Floyd Mayweather roll and knocks out our dear friend. And it's like something that would never ever happen in a million years. But then it's kind of like those basketball videos I'm telling you about on Instagram when they're showing. I wish I could find one of those because they drive me crazy. They drive me crazy. But no, I don't know if I can find one of those. Are they on Twitter or are they on Instagram? I don't even know. I don't know where I saw one, but they drive me crazy. So it's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
To be embarrassing. There's harm that can be done psychologically, and nowadays with AI being so good, Meta is not in the conversation as often as Anthropic or OpenAI, ChatGPT, the big guys. But they do have one of the biggest AI presences there is. It's their Llama model. It's very, very good, which means the images they make, the videos they make are getting increasingly photorealistic and increasingly hard to tell what is real and what's not. So if you're creating a fun picture where you're putting, a dog's Instagram account you follow in your birthday photos or having fun with your friends, it's harmless. But if you create an image that's suddenly so accurate that somebody can't quite tell if it's real or not, especially removing watermarks and that kind of thing, it gets dangerous because now you have a question on the trust and authenticity of what you see online, which is eroding every day.
Yeah. Well, I think about loving to produce content, right? I love posting.
Imagine in those highly emotional cases, right? When they're like, oh, you know how these grifters, they'll be like, oh, and this happened and that happened and they jumped this person and oh, this person was seen at a party and this, that, and the other. And now what did they start creating content? And then you have these fake attorneys that like who can't read and like, oh, we got this picture and and they start reading like, oh, I know this word. I know this word. I just can't really. They explained to me what this word meant, but I can't pronounce it, right? So this is AI. Like you guys know, I love AI. I love AI, but I can see what these grifters are going to be doing to put out this fake content, to cause this fake outrage. I can see it now. I can see it now. If you thought the Juicy Smollett was wild, a wild story, right? Imagine what they can do with AI. He can actually create, like, use these type of tools to say that, to make like a video surveillance camera of him getting jumped in Chicago in -6-degree weather with a Subway sub in his hand, with two white African brothers who are saying, "This is Maga country." I don't know how that. I don't know South Africa. I don't know African accent, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. Like so now people can prove their lies. They can prove their lies. This is wild. This is wild. Like, we should definitely try a prompt. That we generate an image where I am leaving a Subway shop, right? A Subway restaurant, whatever they call them. And two African brothers wearing MAGA hats attack me in -6-degree weather, screaming, this is my country, right? I mean, it'd be like, we could actually make it a reality now, right? This is what AI brings. There is beauty in AI, but it gives these fakers the tools that they need to promote their delusions. And then you can literally generate an AI video that says, "Give me back my damn phone," right? And then you had these attorneys going, "Oh, they shared the phone and the phone on there and something Gips is GPS or GPS." You know, like this is what AI does to us. This is what AI does to us. All right. So you might not like what I'm saying, but am I wrong though? But am I wrong? That is the real question. Am I wrong?
On Instagram, but at what point is it not really posting on Instagram? It's not really content anymore. Now it's just raw content for AI to do something with.
I know, and we're helping train it.
Yeah.
There's a popular theory called the dead internet theory, where after there's so much automation, so much AI, so many bots everywhere, that becomes the majority of the internet content. And nobody knows for sure, but I think we're close to that already, where when you're scrolling through the internet, you have to wonder, is this actual real things people are posting, or is it generated by some server in a closet somewhere to try to get my attention, get my clicks, and ultimately get your transactions if they're ads selling you money? And Mark Zuckerberg has made it very well known for a while that he's trying to automate the advertising space, which is kind of the evolution of this Muse Images release in Instagram. He wants to make it where there's no more need for ads, where now Instagram or Facebook, they can know you, know your profile, know your habits, your interests, your hobbies, know everything about you, and actually AI create an ad specifically targeted to you to try to maximize the chance that they can sell you something.
And Harry, I'm getting the rep, but I have to ask you before we go, can you just walk us through how to turn this off if someone has a public account and they don't want any part of this?
Absolutely. So in your profile, go to the menu, and there's a setting called Allow People to Use Your Images for AI Features on Meta. That setting you find right there under the main settings menu, you toggle it off. It is turned on by default. Toggle it off, and from that point forward, nobody can use your images for AI.
All right, Harry, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you breaking.
Main settings menu, go to the menu.
I'm gonna try to do it right now and see what happens.
I'm getting the rep, but I have to ask you before we go, can you just walk us through how to turn this off if someone has a public account and they don't want any part of this?
Absolutely. So in your profile, go to the menu, and there's a setting called Allow People to Use Your Images for AI Features on Meta. That setting you find right there under the main settings menu, you toggle it off. It is turned on by default. Toggle it off, and from that point forward, nobody can use your images for AI.
All right, Harry, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you breaking it down and explaining it all.
Thanks for having me.
All right, happy posting to you.
I don't see it. He said go to your menu, so settings and activity, and account privacy. No. Oh, allow public photos and videos to. No, that's not the one. It can show up there. I don't see the one for the AI stuff. Meta AI support. I don't see it. Wait, Meta AI? Nope. Just another app. I don't see it. If you guys have tried it, do you see it? Maybe. What's my account say? Professional. I don't know. I don't see it. Let me know if you guys see it. I don't see that. I tried. I don't know. Maybe they change it. I have no idea. But whatever. Let me know your thoughts about this whole ordeal. What do you think about Meta using your IG images to muse them, to remix them, to put you somewhere doing something? Maybe you end up wearing a MAGA hat at 3 a.m. in the morning in Chicago, leaving a subway at attacking someone leaving a subway with -6-degree weathers, and they make you say, "This is MAGA country. This is MAGA country." Maybe that happens to you. I don't like it. I don't like it. Nope. Don't like it at all. Do not like it at all. As soon as I can find a way to turn it off, I'm turning it off. I don't want anybody to put me in Chicago. I never, ever, ever want to put someone to put me in Chicago, ever. All right. I'm just saying. As my guy Future says.
I'm just being honest.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. All right. Do me a favor. Drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to techcoach.dev, join us for Vibe Code and Chill, join us for Scrum Nights, get access to Resume Flow, TechBarber's coaching portal, and the Speak Precisely app over at techcoach.dev, and slide into the Team Tech Coach Drop Discord to continue the conversation, get some tech help, and all of that good stuff. All right. Alrighty then. Let's go over to... He sure did. He sure did. Let me check the chat real quick before we get into our last topic. Rod Brown says he is crying, and he did say,
How dare you?
I'm sorry, Rod Brown. Do you forgive me? You know, the good book says, if your brother sins against you 7 times, how many times should you forgive him? 70 times 7. Is that what it is? 70 times 7? Whatever it is. So please forgive me, Rod Brown. We might be on 70 times 71, but who is counting anyways, right? I'm sorry. Drew says, these companies are criminal, shaking my head. They wilding out there, Junior. They are wilding out there. It says, remix your own images unless I opt in. You would think, right? But here's the thing. This is why companies do, You have to opt out rather than having you opt in because they know that people are not going to opt in. They know that you're not going to go opt in. So they're like, oh, if you don't want us to use it, then you go and opt out. And the sad part is they have the right to do that because it is their platform, their product. Like, if you do not like the rules that we play by,
do not come.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Junior found it hilarious that of my example of Caitlin Clark bobbing and weaving, knocking out our unnamed beloved brother. So it could never happen in real life. You know how they say, you would never say that to me in real life. That would never, ever happen in real life. All right. You would never say that to me in real life. Because, yeah. Anyhow. How says water fig. What's a water fig? What did I say that made you say water fig? Because you know I just be saying stuff. I don't know. What did I say that made you say water fig? Rod Brown says, my goodness, you are wildin' tonight. Am I really? Am I really?
So that was cute.
All right, I'm just saying. Life Lessons is back. Says, got a grilled chicken sandwich with a strawberry banana. Ooh, a strawberry banana smoothie. Ooh. Grilled chicken sandwich and a strawberry banana smoothie. Says, catching up on the stream. Yes, I agree. You should build is useful to you. That is what I did with my apps. I mentioned that. I knew because that's how everybody gets started. If you guys know the story behind Twitter, now X, I will never, like, the reason I said Twitter this time is because that's what it started as, but I am done and over with the thing with X, formerly known as Twitter. X, formerly known as Twitter. What is this, Prince? The rapper, the artist formerly known as Prince? No, it's just X now, right? But I say Twitter because we're going back to the inception. They started Twitter as a way for them to communicate within themselves. And it was like 160 characters because it was using like a text message protocol type thing. And it just blew up. It just blew up where you can send short messages and now it's just wild. You can post anything. But that was the inception of Twitter, something that they needed for themselves. I don't know what was the inception of Facebook, but I do know it was like it was only limited to college students at the time, where they had everybody looking on the outside, looking, man, I should go back to school so I can get a Facebook account. I was like, nah, it's not that serious to me. But somehow Facebook started in a way for college students. Life says, these new AI tech CEOs may have technical sense, but no business common sense as well.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
That is a fact. And Life says, Meta sucks. Oh, on behalf of Mark Zuckerberg.
How dare you?
And this is exactly why I don't use Snap. Meta owns Snap now? I didn't even know that. Does Meta own Snap? Did they ever buy Snap? Does Meta own Snapchat? No, they don't own Snapchat. I mean, I don't use Snap either because I am not going to be taking pictures of myself for 24 hours. Not happening. But Meta does not own Snap yet, at least. But I don't use Snap, Instagram, or Facebook. These companies will monetize your data and your photo memories. And you know what Mark Zuckerberg is saying, right?
More money, more money, more money.
I'm just waiting for, because I'm an avid user of WhatsApp. I'm just waiting for them to get to WhatsApp. I wonder if they could do that on Messenger. That's a good question. It says TCR acting brand new on Vertical. You ain't lying. I'm feeling so brand new, Rod Brown. So brand new. It says, and Smolier case is still wild. Sheesh. I still remember when I heard that lie. I knew ain't no one gonna be walking in negative 20-degree weathers at 2 a.m. in the streets of Chi-Town for a sandwich. I thought it was -6. It's -20. Hey, look. I'm just gonna let you know right now, Life Lessons. This is Maga country. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I can wear a MAGA hat next to him and say, this is MAGA country. Oh my God, Dave Chappelle did it. I don't know why I said Waterfig, but I actually said Jussie Smollett. That's wild, and it changed. Oh, okay, gotcha. Maybe YouTube or autocorrect when you say Jesse or Juicy, whatever his name is, Smollett. It's like, oh, you meant Waterfig.
Bruh.
On behalf of Jesse Smollett.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
All right, Rod Brown, not cool at all. Not cool at all. All right, I'm just saying. On behalf of Jesse Smollett, okay? I'm wild, yeah. I am wild. Look, hey, vertical mode got me feeling some kind of way tonight, all right? The vertical mode got me feeling some kind of way tonight. But we got one last topic before we wrap it up for tonight. How are you guys enjoying the show? How are you enjoying the show tonight? A lot of topics. I was able to throw in a little thing that I was working on in the middle. Maybe that'll be a new format, you know, like go through one of the apps, go through one of the features that we added. I don't know. We do so much going on. We'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. But let's get into the last topic of tonight, which is Flock. And not Waka Flocka, but Flock cameras. It's causing issues. Have you guys heard of Flock cameras, surveillance cameras that police departments are using to watch you? To watch you? Let's jump into this one. I'm not even sure what happened on this, but we're gonna find out.
Well, a mistake with new technology has led to a tense showdown between a Minnesota man and Plymouth police officers. They thought he'd stolen a $150,000 car based on bad information in the Flock system.
Fox 9's Courtney Hoggard shows us the consequences and what an innocent man's story says about the broader increase in surveillance.
Rolling around in a Range Rover is all in a day's work for automotive journalist Joel Fetter, but the Drive.com did not sign him up for what happened when he walked out of Kohl's in Plymouth.
And I see two cop cars lit up with sirens blasting coming in the backup camera from the passenger side. Then I look to my left in the glass, and all of a sudden I see two more cop cars coming from my driver's side. So now I'm boxed and pinned in, and I got four cop cars, lights going.
Can you come out to me, please? Yeah. Fetter followed every order from wary officers.
Are you armed at all? No.
He says the officers had their hands on their holsters, but they never drew weapons, so the interaction stayed tense but manageable. And eventually an officer revealed the reason for their suspicion.
The reason you have four cops here is because your license plate is registered as stolen license plates.
Fetter had enough documentation to convince them it was not stolen, and found out he'd been on their radar for a while.
It hit on our license plate readers the other day too. So
I said, how'd you do that? And they said, well, there's Flock cameras around here.
Tens of thousands of Flock cameras automatically read license plates all over the country. The company reports 20 billion vehicles pass its cameras every month, and its readers accurately capture 93% of the license plates. Plymouth alone has 15 intersections with Flock cameras, including this one that tracked Fetter right into the Kohl's parking lot. But even when the camera reads the plate correctly, human error can lead to surveillance mistakes.
My plate was 3410 DTM. The plate Flock picked up was 34 DTM. That 10 didn't seem to matter.
Police believe someone in LA originally reported a plate missing with different small numbers where the 10 was on this Range Rover.
I'm pretty sure it's the other plate that's got stolen or lost.
Flock's 7% inaccurate reading rate also means about 1.4 billion times every month when police get no information or bad information, opening the door for a cascade of mistakes to escalate into unnecessary police stops.
He's lucky that the stop only involved their hands on their guns and no drawn guns.
The ACLU of Minnesota is tracking misuses and abuses of surveillance technology, including officers using alerts to stalk romantic interests. In this case, Flock told us, quote, "We take incidents like this seriously and are looking closely at what happened. An alert should be one part of an investigation, not the whole basis for a stop."
Again and again and again, we always see this happening, right? The police do shoddy police work and then they blame the AI. If the license plate that was stolen was whatever with a 10 and his was different, why didn't they go around and look at, like, so if they said we suspect this vehicle might be stolen, this is the license plate that's stolen, they go look at it like, oh no, this is not the license plate that they're talking about. Was it the same car? Was it the same color? I don't know.
We consistently advise law enforcement agencies that alerts should be treated as investigative leads and that officers should independently verify the license plate, vehicle details, and surrounding circumstances before taking any enforcement action.
I don't know how the Plymouth police were supposed to distinguish. They received a report from Flock that this vehicle, 34 DTM, was a stolen vehicle. So they pulled it over.
Plymouth officers tell us they received alerts for the vehicle plate via Flock on June 26th and June 28th, the day they surrounded Fetter.
That would be an unlawful use to track an individual without a warrant. Exigent circumstances are usually emergencies.
Exigent.
Is that an unlawful use? Like, if they're getting a report that the vehicle is reported stolen, even if it's the wrong license plate, is that an unlawful use? Or because they're not searching the actual car, right? I mean, is the Flock, because so someone reported, so here's what happened, right? Somebody reports a car stolen or a tag stolen. It pops up in their database, although inaccurately, and they say, oh, we see this license plate on this particular car. Would that be any different than if someone saw, like, if someone knew of the license plate that was stolen? Oh, I see this license plate that's reported stolen. If a person saw it and they call the police and the police pull them over. So I'm not sure I'm understanding this guy's logic here.
And circumstances are the only reason Minnesota law allows law enforcement to use automated license plate readers like Flock's to monitor or track the subject of a criminal investigation without a warrant. John Beeler says this may be an inappropriate use, and it shows that even innocent people can end up caught in the surveillance web.
The growing use of
everybody gets caught in the surveillance. What are you talking about? Like, so let's say there's a carjacking that happens, right? And somebody calls in the carjacking and says, oh, it's a blue Honda Civic 2016 and it's going this way, and then now someone says, oh, I spotted the blue Honda Civic, and then they get pulled over or they get stopped at gunpoint or something like that, and it's the wrong car. Like, I don't necessarily see it's necessarily the technology itself that's doing that.
Without a warrant. John Beeler says this may be an inappropriate use, and it shows that even innocent people can end up caught in the surveillance web.
The growing.
Again, like, when there's surveillance, right? If you go into Walmart, you know what? No, scratch Walmart, right? Because we're not. If you go into Target, shout out to the boycotters, right? If you go to Target and you walk into Target and you are not planning to do any crime at all, you just want to go and walk through Target, buy something, maybe buy a salad, maybe buy a juice, maybe buy a strawberry banana smoothie, like life lessons, right? And you get caught on surveillance camera walking into the store. You're an innocent person getting caught on surveillance. The same way if a criminal comes in and they want to act like they're paying in the self-checkout to steal stuff, or one of the stuff that happens at Target and probably other places too, but they will try to return stuff that was stolen to get credit, and then they'll sell that credit to somebody else, right? If you ever go to a pawn shop and you see that they have like gift cards, those are probably stolen gift cards from some type of scam, right? That's my thought, allegedly. But I don't buy the innocent people getting caught up on surveillance, because everybody's on surveillance B. Everybody's on surveillance B. So I don't really buy that. Criminals, innocent people, whoever, they're on surveillance cameras.
Use of these technologies and their growing ability should concern people, because as Joel learned, whether or not you're doing something wrong doesn't stop you from being stopped through these technologies.
Vetter says officers.
I'm not buying this argument. I'm not buying this argument. Does the camera have problems? Probably, but I think it's just a reinforcement of bad police work, because if somebody says, oh, they're reporting a crime, oh, what was the person wearing? They're wearing a white t-shirt, they're wearing some shorts, they have some house slippers, they were running down the street, and now they turn a corner in the hood and they see like 50 people standing outside with a white t-shirt and wife beaters and some shorts, and they all have the house slippers on, standing outside, right? You have 50 people to interrogate, and it's not. The technology is just a tool. A lot of times these cops are using it as the end all be all, and that's why we have the grandfather who got taken advantage of in jail. 58-year-old grandfather who got taken advantage of in jail. We had the grandma who was extradited to North Dakota over some type of fraud that she was nowhere near. We had the teenagers that were held at gunpoint for having a bag of Doritos, right? And now we have this guy who was approached, detained by police because they thought that his amazingly beautiful Land Rover was stolen.
Even told him the same missing plate alert came up for other cars driving across Minnesota with similar dealer plates.
We've got a confluence of issues of a human error. It happens. Humans make errors. It got amplified by a nationwide surveillance system we're now employing.
Bad data in means bad data out for Big Brother. In Plymouth, Corin Hoggard, Fox 9.
Well, then across the border in Wisconsin, a Milwaukee detective is accused of misusing the police department's flock system. Our affiliate there reports that 51-year-old Tiranji Chapman has been with the department for 22 years. He was reportedly assigned to an internal investigation of a different officer's misuse of the system when it came to light that he had misused it as well. Prosecutors say that he tracked a victim's car nearly 24 times, later admitting to...
Let me go back and hear that part.
Misuse of the system. When Tiranji Chapman has been with the department for 22 years, he was reportedly assigned to an internal investigation of a different officer's misuse of the system when it came to light that he had misused it as well. Prosecutors say that he tracked a victim's car nearly 24 times, later admitting to using the system for personal reasons. Chapman is now charged with misconduct in public office and misuse of a GPS device.
These guys are wild. These guys are wild. He was tracking his side chick. Where you at? Where you at? Although you the side, you can't just be doing whatever it is that you want. And now he lost his job. Probably gonna go to jail. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this whole ordeal with the flock cameras. Are you for it? Are you against it? Do you think it's helpful? Do you think it's just a tool and the cops are misusing it? Or you're like, nah, bruh. I do not want you. I don't want to be on these flock cameras. And then because that guy, they approach him in the middle of the day, right? What if they approach you in the middle of the night and they're like, oh, this car looks stolen? You're like, stolen? Who are you talking to about stolen?
How dare you?
And then they were like, oh, you getting lippy? You getting lippy with us? Now they take you in the back of the squad car. And Junior, I know you might get this reference. Do you remember what happened to that Haitian man by the cops in New York, probably 25 to 30 years ago? Do you remember what happened to him? I'm very polite to people with batons. All right, just saying. All right. Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment below. Do me a favor, like or subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to TechCoach.dev. Join us for Vibe Code and Chill. Join us for Scrum Nights. Get access to Resume Flow, Tech Barbarians Coaching Portal, and the Speak Precisely app. As well as join us in the Team Tech Coach Drive Discord to share your thoughts, share your ideas, get help, get insight, all of that good stuff. That's it. Let's go and check the chat before we wrap it up for tonight. Levin says, wow, that is crazy. I've seen those damn cameras. I was gonna ask, do they have those cameras in Florida? Let me see. Do they have flock cameras in Florida? That's interesting that they connect to a national database. If we can have national camera database, why can't we just have national elections? I don't know. The flock camera safety it's widely used in Florida. Wow. They become a common tool for law enforcement and private entities throughout the state with thousands of these automated license plate readers. I think I saw, widespread, there's nearly 7,500 of these readers across the state. They are ubiquitous in many major cities: Miami, Jacksonville, Orlando, Gainesville, Tampa. Life lessons. Tampa. The Florida Keys and various sheriff's office through such as Hillsborough, which is close to Tampa, if that's not the county that Tampa's in, Okalasa, Lake, Seminole, and Hernando. Private and public integration. While many police departments hold direct contracts, private organizations as homeowners associations and businesses also so they can get the flock cameras and share that information with the police departments as well. Yeah. Because these systems create a nationwide searchable network, vehicle data captured in Florida can be accessed by law enforcement agencies across different jurisdictions and even across the state line.
Bruh.
Wild. That is wild. Drew says, this is why I don't trust Magnetar. I mean, why I don't trust my Freudian slip? Where's Magnetar when you need him? It says, this is why I don't trust the government with this technology. That whole company needs to go under. And you know what, Junior, they're probably gonna thrive. They're probably gonna be a highly profitable company and stock if they ever IPO. Because cops are right now. I'm just reading Junior's comment. This is not the thoughts carried by me, but Junior says cops are stupid and lazy. Like I said, those are Junior's thoughts. I'm just sharing. That's a terrible combination. And Junior, I'm just gonna play this on behalf of all cops because that was not very nice of you to say. But not on behalf of me or the channel, but on behalf of all cops.
How dare you?
Just saying, just to keep myself protected. Especially, I'm in New York 25 years ago, right? I'm just saying. Right? So, and you know what? Just for safe measures.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Just throwing that in there, just to protect myself, right? You have a problem with Junior, not with me, okay? Lefton says, poor software plus incompetence equals a situation that could have turned left fast. Left, right, up, down. I'm not a fan of these cameras at all. Junior says, so it's the law why the cops can't use it. Says, listen to what he said about Minnesota law and why they can't. I missed that part. I'm not gonna go back to it, but I can only imagine why. Might need to put some ice in this bottle. I might need to put some ice, some vanilla ice, baby, in this bottle. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Just saying. I'm just saying. Life says Minnesota, another strange place that I visited only once. These cops are creeps. Now, Life Lessons also speaks for himself. I don't know anything about Minnesota or the cops. So, Life Lessons, I'm going to play on behalf of cops in Minnesota.
How dare you?
And
how dare we speak Merry Christmas?
That is how I keep the channel protected, because on behalf of cops, when you guys say these things, you know what? For myself as well, on behalf of Jussie Smollett.
How dare you?
I'm just saying, just with all due respect. All right, there we go. You guys are forgetting to say with all due respect. All right. Junior says lock them all up. Lock them up. Or. I'm just thinking back of the nurse strike where they were chatting, "Let us in, let us in," and the hospital built a wall. The hospital built a wall, and they were at the wall chatting on the other side. "Let us in, let us in." I don't know why this came into. I got problems, right? You know what? I get one more of these.
How dare you?
Abna. See, I didn't want to go there. They put a plunger where it shouldn't go. They put a plunger. Yeah, they got. Yeah, Junior says great show as usual. Rod Ross says great show. Life says Hillsborough County is Tampa. Yep. And there we go. There. Hey, all right. Before I get into any more, on behalf of this entire show, this entire channel, to everybody that we may or may not have offended, especially the African MAGA brothers, we all get a.
How dare you?
All right, this is MAGA country, okay? Just a final.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
We're gonna wrap it up before I get into any more trouble. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Do me a favor, if you have not done so already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live, and drop new content as well. Take control of the dev. Join us for Vibe Code and Chill. Join us for Scrum Nights, access resume flow to Ruben's coaching portal, and the Speak Precisely app. Join us in the Discord. Come have some fun with us. Come learn with us. All of that good stuff. Remember, tomorrow we have the Bug Bite. We're going to be talking about some AI privacy stuff and some Waymo holding teens hostage, all of that good stuff. And we'll be back live on Sunday. We'll be back live, right? Liven says, another great show tonight. I'm looking forward to giving an update on the Vibe Code and Chill next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we're going to be doing Vibe Code and Chill. Looking forward to seeing all of you guys there. And you says, just leave the vertical stream up and see how it goes. You got it. I'm going to leave it up. We'll see how it goes. I will clip up the horizontal and it'll come out in the next few weeks or so. All that good stuff. Life says, I have an update for both apps. BOAF. Both apps. Let's go. Let's get it. But my friends, on that note, we're going to head out. Take a trough. We are out.
Damn.
We in the dojo, ain't no days off. The way isn't trending, you don't bleed in practice, you die in the field. Look, swinging the wood till my knuckles are bleeding. I don't need rest, it's the combat I'm needing. 10,000 hours, I'm locked in the zone. Carving my spirit right down to the bone. Stepping my radius, watch how I sever. I'm swinging this blade like I do this forever. Practice make lethal, the rest make me cold. I'm gripping the steel till my body gets old. You talking that talk, but you skipping the gym. I look at the week and I pity for him. Every single morning I wake up and strike. You never seen discipline looking like. I empty my lungs and I swing out the chest. I treat every shadow like it is a test. The way is the practice is war. I leave all my enemies down on the floor. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. Look at the calluses, cover my hands. I'm executing. in the dark, leaving the den in the wood and the bark. Slow down the tempo, I'm taking my time. Perfect the angle, I perfect the crown. 1,000 more cut just to build up the muscle. You don't understand the extent of the hustle. Drilling the Perry, I'm drilling the block. I'm beating the sun and I'm beating the clock. There ain't no secret, there ain't no hack. You step on the battlefield, you don't come back unless you put hours and hours of sweat. I am a consequence, I am a threat. Continual practice, I never retreat. I'm dropping the opposition at my feet. Rap out the radio, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap out the radio, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the ways in training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. No days off, no excuses. You skip a day, you slip away. Strike 1,000 times before the sun is up. My mind is heavy, but my blade is light. Drill it again. Yeah. Aggressive approach when I step in the ring. I swing with the force that a hurricane bring. Master the form till the form is a ghost. I'm doing the most when you're doing the least. I turn myself into tactical beast. The ways in training, it's etched in my brain. I'm walking through fire, I'm walking through rain. Ain't no arrival, it's only the grind. I'm leaving the rest of the rookies behind. Grab out the rail, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the ways in training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Grab out the rail, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the ways in training. Slide in the floor, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop.